Introducing to you first tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger, standing with trainer Manuel Lopez and Jason Gallegos. Tonight wearing blue with gold, she officially weighed in at 111.2 pounds. In 35 professional contests, this former multi-time defending world champion enters tonight with an outstanding record. 31 victories, 4 wins coming to you by way of knockout, and 4 defeats. Desde la Ciudad de Mexico, here is Anabel Avispa Ortiz. And across the ring stands her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing with James Cooper and Hall of Famer Marshall Kaufman. Tonight, wearing white with silver, she officially weighed in at 111.6 pounds. This 2012 United States Olympic medalist enters this contest with an impressive record, 11 bouts, 10 victories, with 1 win coming to you by way of knockout and only 1 defeat. Hailing from the Space City, Houston, Texas, here is the reigning, defending WBC Women's Flyweight Champion of the World, Marlen Esparza!
5 to 6 seconds. 5 to 6 seconds. All right, ladies. I gave you the instructions at the dressing room. Ya se le dieron las instrucciones en el camerino. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Protéjase en todo momento. Siga las instrucciones. Watch your heads. Cuidado con las cabezas. Touch them up.
So the new champ, Marlen Esparza, taking on Avispa, the Wasp. Anabel Ortiz coming up 2 weight classes. 35-year-old, though, says, I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. She's determined not to let this opportunity pass her by, but is it a big mistake stepping up to fight Esparza?
I think, you know, Ortiz, you mentioned it, she's been on the championship level for so long, so she knows how to handle every type of style. We saw that when she fought Sinisa Estrada. And I think with Marlen Esparza, she's going to have her hands full because Esparza is a good counter puncher. She knows how to break the distance, but she's in there with a seasoned fighter in Ortiz.
Esparza, 11 professional fights, 10 wins, only 1 knockout. Anabel Ortiz has 31 wins with 4 knockouts. So expecting this one to most likely go the distance. And a reminder, as you'll see on the bottom left of your screen, female fights, 2-minute rounds. Esparza in the white, Ortiz in the blue.
Good body shot there by Esparza.
Of course, both of these women, as we mentioned earlier, have fought Sinisa Estrada, and Marlen Esparza wants a rematch with her in the worst way, Sergio.
Well, that was the biggest fight that you can make for both ladies, and you know, if that fight wasn't interfered by that bad cut in the middle of the forehead, it might have turned out different. But you know, Sinisa was relentless in that fight. I would love to see it again.
Estrada will fight later here tonight in our co-main event. She defends her title. Couple jabs there from Esparza.
I already see Esparza putting more power into the punches, more leverage into torquing her waist into that body shot already. Normally she's a volume puncher with good counter punching ability, but right now her feet are flat, meaning she wants to really dig into those shots.
Esparza, at the age of 16, was the youngest female fighter to win the national championships, a designation she would win a total of 6 consecutive times. What an amateur she was. That's a good pro career as well. Nice combination there for Esparza. Esparza, she was the first ever American female to qualify for the Olympic Games, winning a bronze medal at the 2012 London Games at flyweight. Round 2 scheduled for 10, and yes, this is for the WBC World Flyweight Championship. Esparza fighting with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and it was great instructions by both corners in the rest, because James Cooper told Marlen Esparza, you know, more body shots, dig down deep, and take your time is what Manuel Lopez told Ortiz in her corner. So good advice, because both of them, that's their temperament, that's their style.
Why would you want Ortiz to take her time?
Take her time, because right now, Esparza's looking really sharp. I mean, she's feigning, she's coming in, she's digging down to the body. So take your time, look for the right counter shots if you're Ortiz. You got a long way to go. Second round.
3-inch height advantage and an 1.5-inch reach edge for Esparza.
Esparza's looking really sharp. I like her fast hands, digging down to the body. She's foot feigning, not going too far to counter either.
Esparza's last fight, where she won her title against Ibeth Zamora, was named the WBC Fight of the Year in the female division. Punch there. As Ortiz looks like she's just submitted right now, just standing there.
Yeah, right now she can't handle. She hasn't got the timing down of Esparza, but Esparza's having.
And that was a knockdown. Esparza smiling, saying, "I slipped." She pulled me down. The referee hearing none of it.
No, that was a push. Esparza pushed her down.
Hey! What?
Either way, in the books, it's a knockdown. So Ortiz, who was already up against the odds, just dug herself a deeper hole. So some controversy there in the second round. But Esparza, I would believe, on all three judges' scorecards, would win that round 10-8.
You can tell that Esparza and her team worked on that right hand to the body, because she's been digging down all 3 rounds, digging downstairs, trying to set up something upstairs. But I love that strategy. Looking really sharp, Esparza is. There it is. There's that right hand she's setting up.
Good right hand. In her last fight, Esparza would come out running at the beginning of each round against Ibeth Zamora. Today, she said, "It's not that kind of party. I'll fight Ortiz a little bit different." Anabel Ortiz has fought in 17 widely recognized world title fights. She's 14-3 with a knockout. She's been under the bright lights before, but she's in a hole now. Good left hook there from Esparza.
Esparza caught her downstairs to the body and then came up top. Esparza looking really sharp. Every punch landing, not smothering herself, not falling off balance. This is true professional fighting right here.
You see a lot of jabs from Esparza, but later tonight we won't see quite as many, I think, from Seniesa Estrada. Why do you think that is?
Well, that's not her style, but there's an inside joke there, Todd. And Esparza.
All right, so what does Ortiz need to do to shake things up a little bit?
Well, you just heard it from her corner in Spanish. Be more active.
I don't speak Spanish.
Well, be more active. You got to use your legs. You got to get in there. You're the smaller fighter. You're coming up in weight. You got to get in there and be active. Go to the body. Try to back up Marlen Esparza.
Ortiz, the former WBA minimum weight champion, held the belt from 2013 to March of this year. 12 successful title defenses until Seniesa Estrada beat her this year. Esparza sitting down on some of these power punches.
There she is, especially that right hand to the gut.
Stop.
Esparza and Ortiz already clashed 2 times with their heads. Esparza needs to be very careful about that. She doesn't want to reopen that huge gash that she has in the middle of her forehead from that Seniesa Estrada fight.
And you can see the power punches thrown through round 3. It's all Marlen Esparza.
She's looking sharp. She's flowing with her punches, upstairs and downstairs, not staying in front of Ortiz for her to pounce on her. staying in the middle of the ring, going clockwise and counterclockwise. Just really nice boxing by Marlen Esparza.
Ortiz cut her off on the pass there. Left hand, overhand right from Ortiz. Finally starting to score a little bit here, Sergio.
Ortiz is breaking the distance now.
He's going to call that a knockdown as well because the glove touched the canvas.
What a shame. What a shame.
6, 7, 8.
So a couple of controversial calls now. Do you maybe say, look, if she's going to do it to me, I'm going to do it to her.
That's exactly what they're employing in her corner. Manuel Lopez saying, you got to turn into a dog. Make this into a dog fight. Get in there, rough her up.
2 push downs or so it seemed. There's a left hook there from Esparza. And we're already at a point now where Ortiz may have to stop Esparza to win this fight. Which is hard to do with just 2-minute rounds. Good, fast hands from Esparza. Big right hand as well. And nothing's working for Anabel Ortiz.
And everything's working for Marlen Esparza. She's looking sharp.
Trying to dig to the body now is Ortiz.
I want to see more upper body movement by Anabel Ortiz. Make herself a harder target to hit while you sneak your feet in there and get aggressive, just like you did there.
There she is, that dog coming out a little bit with some inside uppercuts. Sergio, it's just tough when you don't have that big power to make your opponent fear you a little bit.
Well, neither have the big power. They have low knockout ratio, but you could see that the sharp punches are from Esparza, and sometimes when you just have pinpoint accuracy, that can actually hurt you. It's not quite power, but it'll sting you.
Well, if you're just looking at the paper on this fight, you're like, what do you mean she didn't have power, Sergio? She's already dropped her twice, right?
Well, according to the referee.
Yeah, he's not having the best night, is he?
No, he is not.
Stop. No punches. Stop.
The referee, Angel Mendez. Might not want to put this on his resume reel. Let's send it to...
You got it? Jamie Mitchell.
Here we go, round 6, scheduled for 10 2-minute rounds. It's been all Marlen Esparza, 2 knockdowns, at least according to the referee. Sergio thought they were push downs. I'm sure many of you watching at home thought so too. Either way though, Ortiz with a long way to go and not a lot of time to get through. That's a nice start.
Good, do it again.
Ortiz needs to get some respect in this round. You can see that she's backing up Esparza, but Esparza's doing a good job countering backwards. So not only is Esparza doing well coming forward, using her size advantage, pushing her back, but she's boxing nicely behind the jab as well.
Keep in mind, Anabel Ortiz coming off that loss to Sinisa Estrada. But before that, she hadn't lost Sergio since May of 2012, 9 years without tasting defeat.
And I think Ortiz just landed her best shot, an overhand right, but Esparza didn't even flinch. So right there, you can see the size advantage, because that was a clean shot by Ortiz.
Big straight right hand again from Esparza. Swelling begins under both eyes of Anabel Ortiz.
Stop. No punch. Keep your head up, all right?
Good shot right there by Esparza. Going down to the body, cleaning it up with a left hook.
Esparza misses. Ortiz tries to make her pay. Left hook from Esparza. Her punches just have more ferocity behind them.
Well, she's the bigger fighter in there, but she's backing up doing it. So that's what I'm impressed right now in this round, because Esparza backed up the majority of the round. Ortiz should have been the aggressive, but Esparza's boxing nicely off the back foot.
Coming up next here live from San Antonio, or San Antone as my mother calls it. Chris Mannix back ringside with Todd Grisham and Sergio Mora. From what you've seen of this fight so far, Chris, What are your thoughts?
A lot of the way I expect it to play out. You've got a physically superior boxer in Marlen Esparza, utilizing those tools pretty well. Now she has, to your earlier point, gotten the benefit of 2 questionable knockdowns, but so far so good for Marlen Esparza.
Every fighter has a unique story about why they got into boxing. Ortiz no different. She went to the gym to learn how to fight to defend her mother, who she said was getting hit by her father, and eventually got to the point where Ortiz was also getting hit by her dad. She said every time she fought him back, she hit her harder. Eventually she thought she might be killed by her own dad, and that's when her and her mother left the home, and the skills she learned at the gym are still paying dividends to this day.
Passionate fighter meeting, it got a little bit emotional, but you know, every fighter has a great story. You know, we all have our pain and what we get out of, and this is how we take it out in the ring. So there you go, Ortiz hitting behind the head. This is what her corner wants her to do. Make it a little rough in there. Let the referee warn you. There's a low blow there by Ortiz. Those are intentional stuff. If you're getting outboxed, you got to rough up your opponent. You're outside, the speed is not there, the power is not there. The next thing you got to do is get rough.
And he had 2 knockdowns going against you that clearly, at least by our estimation, were not knockdowns.
There's a good shot there by Ortiz. Got an angle on Esparza. Esparza didn't see that right hand.
So a better round for Ortiz.
Alberto Ramirez. He has been calling him out for months. Press releases, social media posting. He is after Dimitri Bivol.
Not quite the obsession level that you have for Jamel Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade.
Not sure anything rises that level, Todd.
I was about to bring that up, Todd.
They made that fight yet?
Maybe.
I would think that 7th round was the best round for Anabel Ortiz. She did some good stuff in there, but she did it by getting a little rough in there, and that's what her corner wants. Rough up Esparza because you're behind in this fight. When you're a veteran, you got a lot of tricks up your sleeve, and Ortiz needs to bring them out now.
Ortiz says she needs to win this fight with intelligence and heart. She said Marlen's just too cocky. She's going to fall on her own sword. But that has not been the case at all.
Chopping right hand, another chopping right hand by Ortiz. She's finding a home for that overhand right.
Got caught coming in that time with a straight right from Esparza. Chris, do you expect anything to be different if indeed we do see that rematch between Esparza and Seniesa Estrada?
You know, hard to say. The last fight ended with that ugly cut on the forehead of Marlen Esparza. She was losing that fight up until that point, but it was stopped prematurely because of that. I think it was still a ways away from seeing that fight. The Golden Boy matchmakers would like to get Esparza a unification fight early next year. We know Seniesa Estrada is after all the titles at 105. The idea within Golden Boy is to get Esparza a few titles, get Estrada a few titles, and that'll make the rematch between the two even better.
Stop.
Really good counter punching by Marlen Esparza. Even on the back foot, checking and countering Anabel Ortiz. Anytime Ortiz tries to get anything started, a check hook extinguishes it.
Obvious Anabel Ortiz needs a knockout, which not only she doesn't have a lot of power, but she doesn't have a lot of time. In female fights, it's only 2-minute rounds as opposed to 3. Many say, look, if they had 3 minutes, we'd see more KOs in the female division.
Yeah, I think the data backs that up. A lot of fights in men's boxing are ended with knockouts in the final minute of that round. You give women the same opportunity, I think we'll see more knockouts in these fights.
And both in the fighter meetings, both Marlen Esparza and Seniesa Estrada said that. They want 3-minute rounds. Actually, they fought 3-minute rounds when they fought, and I wish more fighters would want that as well. Push that extra minute.
Well, Seniesa Estrada actually asked for 3-minute rounds for this coming fight. Maria Santiz's team rejected it, so she wanted it for this one, not just future fights.
Good check hook there by Anabel Ortiz. I think that shook up Marlen Esparza coming in.
Couple body shots for Ortiz, but she's got to capture lightning in a bottle. She's got to throw the biggest punch she's ever thrown in her life, and it's got to catch Esparza as clean as a whistle. Big right hand there coming in from Esparza.
The body shots, I'm impressed with Esparza. She's digging into that body.
Maybe it's Esparza who's thinking, I want to close the show.
Now, she is getting more aggressive coming forward, looking for the big shots, but it's the body shots that I'm really impressed with. Nice foot feints right there. Esparza slows things down in countering. Before she would throw a lot more punches. She was more a volume puncher. Now she looks for the right shots, precision, and putting more behind them. Looking really professional in there. Not forgetting to feint either.
Out of 2 weight classes, she has a knockout percentage of about 13%, but she needs a KO here in the last round. And is it possible? And if so, how does she do it?
Well, she would have to catch Esparza coming in with more than one shot, and I don't think it's in Ortiz's punch selection.
So no.
So no.
So the best she could do here is to close strong and maybe win the 10th. As Esparza, buoyed by 2 knockdowns, controversial knockdowns earlier in this fight, has a commanding lead.
You know, when you're the smaller fighter coming up, you're not going to rely on knockdowns and power. You're going to rely on volume, getting to the inside, banging away at the body of the bigger, taller opponent. But, you know, Esparza's doing a really good job keeping Ortiz off by countering off the back foot and checking her with those left hooks. Those foot feints are keeping Ortiz at bay as well.
A minute to go here in the 10th and final round. This is for the WBC World Flyweight Championship. Marlen Esparza's first title defense.
And look, that's what Anabel Ortiz needs to do is rough up, get on the inside, make it a little bit dirty. Esparza clinched, which is the right thing to do.
Trying to root these 2 women on to close strong. See a good final flurry here with 30 seconds to go. The first of 4 fights you'll see here live on the zone.
And there you go, Todd. These are the dirty tactics that a veteran needs to bring out. Let the referee warn you. The crowd's not going to like it, but all in all, this is a fight. Who's your favorite dirty tactic?
Look at him go, look at him go here at the final 5 seconds. And Anabel Ortiz gave it her all, Sergio, but she wasn't big enough, she wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, and that's the problem with going up in weight.
Ladies and gentlemen, here from San Antonio, Texas, we now go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals. Judge Lucy Rogers scores the bout 100-88. Judge Glenn Crocker has the bout 95-94, and Judge Ruben Carrion scores the bout 99-90 to the winner by unanimous decision. And still, the WBC Women's Flyweight Champion, Marlen Esparza!